like all those Rotarians, they
medallion.
like wearing
The
this
big
stuff.
medallion.
I can look like I'm somebody.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They said, we know her. So we really appreciate all you've done for us. And
Really well deserved.
you're well deserved. You've been a good example for all of us. And I know you helped a lot of people in the club, even with their issues with their families, right? In terms of making sure that you found a place for people that really needed it. So thank you.
Congratulations.
That's great. Speech.
I'm not good at that. Thank you. Just really appreciate it and looking forward to doing more. I've got lots of ideas, so hang in there with me.
Yes.
And we'll see what we can do.
Thank you. I want to say one here, and she's done a fantastic job. I met Patty when I first got into the business of home care, and I met her at the Pikesville Chamber of Commerce. And I waited because she was talking to so many people. I knew she did work similar to what I do. I do in-home care. I send caregivers to people's homes. I knew she did the same thing. And most people scurry away from what they call competitors. But I like seeing who my competitors are. I've been talking to her. We went out to breakfast. We got to know one another. And she was in the same business, but we helped each other. I mean, so we could help each other along and give suggestions, and where she needed some support, I could give it to her, and vice versa. When Patty went out of the business and went into something different as far as referring people to communities, nursing homes, assisted livings, then she helped to transition some of her clients to my business. If I had never waited that day to meet her, I would have never gotten the opportunity to meet her, and she has become a great friend and business person. And this is
me into everything.
so as she was interested, I said, come on, come to Rotary. And she got right in, jumped in head first, and hasn't stopped, and I don't believe she will. I love her initiative, her passion, the way she goes after stuff, and I'm telling you, it was a no-brainer. Thank you, Patty, for all you do. Love you, girl.
Thank you for my
And you also give it. She goes, we're gonna do this! And I go like, okay, Jeanette, we're gonna do it. So, that's why I love her. Somebody's gotta lead at times. You know what I'm saying? And so, thank you for all this progress you are making.
Thank you so much.
Anyone?
Okay, can you all hear me here?
Yes.
Well, good evening, my fellow Rotarians and guests and friends. Good to see you all tonight. Thank you so much for the honor of being here tonight to do your installation for Adekunle. I'm excited. I have a few things. I know we've been meeting for a little bit, so I'm going to just breeze through it. But I want to do my normal protocol, which is to acknowledge the current president and send you greetings from our current district governor, who's getting ready to step down here in a matter of days, and that is Sean McAllister, and the DG line, who is includes me, and the district governor nominee, which is Nomi Hamid from the College Park area, and our district governor nominee designate, who's following Nomi, and that's Mandy Warfield Granger from DuPont Circle. So the DG line sends their greetings. I want to recognize our area governor, Amir. Woo, Amir has done a great job. In case you didn't know, Ed Potowski, who was an area governor, when he stepped down, I took his position, served for 3 years. So the presidents are all here that I served under. So Ann and Bill, Jeanette, Keith, all of you all are here. So all the presidents under the year I was AG, raise your hand. I think I've got everybody, right? Yep. And Amir was, that's right, he was one of the presidents. So it's exciting. So it's great to be back. And so I want to recognize the work that assistant governors do. They are the liaison between me and you. And I'm one of those governors that I'm not going to allow anything to be between us. So you know that you can always speed dial. As Andy knows, everybody can jump right on Kunle. You'll be able to just text me and I'll get back to you, as Amir does. We are very available. We are not untouchable. I do not believe in that type of leadership style. And so you will see me more often than you probably care to, but we care. So I want to make sure that you guys have a successful year. And congratulations on that merger, because I tell you, I was in those initial meetings when you all were talking, and it was just we didn't know which way we were going to go, but I'm so glad you all worked it out. Keith and Andy, we had some really serious conversations, so I'm really proud of you all for that accomplishment. I also want to recognize a past district governor that's not here with us, but that is the protocol for us to always recognize past district governors. So Rob Bob Ketron is one, so I want to just give him a round of applause. I know he's not here. And then most importantly, I want to recognize the guests, because one of the things I want to talk about for this year is that you find your place in Rotary. And so this is a great moment for you to be here, all of you guests that are not Rotarians, to think about what we do. We are an organization where service above self is most important in all that we do, whether it's here locally or whether it's around the world. And so we want to invite you to find your place in this club. All of these members here, will all the members raise your hands? Let me see all the members. All of them can answer any questions you may have. So Wanda, all of you all, that is it Harvey? You find your place. So it's great to have you all here. So please find it, and there's something that each one of us have. There's a gift and a talent that we all have, and we come to the table bringing it. And so I want you to just know that this club needs that talent, needs that skill. So whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's an activity or a project that you want to lead. So Patty, I know you did a great job of coming right in year one and already have an award for what you've done. So that's the kind of thing. She found her place. And so that is the theme for this year. And we have an internal theme called Create Hope in the World that our Rotary International President has given us. And so all the DGs around the world, there's only 529 of us. And I had a chance to meet all of them in Orlando this year. And so we have been given the charge to go and create hope in the world. And so it's an exciting time. I think all of the work that you do brings hope to the world. And so we want to just continue to do it this year. We will support you. The DG line will be with you to help. And so just call on us if you need us. The core initiatives that I want to say, there are 4 of them for this year. Gordon McAnally, the incoming president, has put mental health on the radar for all of us. As we were talking with some of you, I was talking about suicide and how prevalent things are happening right now with people dealing with the pandemic, not coming through it really well. So mental health is a big initiative that has been put on the radar. Our past district governor, Geetha Jairam, is a psychiatrist, and she worked at Johns Hopkins, and this was her career. And Rotary has snatched her up and had her help with the Rotary Action Group for Mental Health. And we are now creating a district chapter of Rotary for Rotary mental health initiatives. And so we will have trainings and seminars this year to talk about helping young people with opioid addiction, suicide, wellness, all of those things. Mental health will be a big issue. And we want to make sure that we even take care of our members, because this past year we had a number of leaders at the district level go out on leave for things like alcoholism. We've had suicide in our district. And so there are things that we don't talk about, but there were people that were struggling this year. And so we needed to make sure that we check in. And I encourage you, if there's someone missing from your group tonight, make sure you pick up the phone and call your members and just check in. I think that goes a long way. I think Gordon McAnally will tell you that when his brother committed suicide, he had no warning. And so that's why mental health is on his platform for this year. We have to make sure that we pay attention to people, give them, just check in. A simple call can keep somebody from jumping that ledge and doing something that could hurt them forever. So I want to encourage you on mental health. Think about projects that will be related to that, how you can help youth in your community or adults in your community. Peace is another initiative. It's one that we don't always talk about in Rotary. But peace and conflict are very, very important. And so I'm looking forward to having a peace concert or a peace summit, most likely in the Baltimore area. That's where people are telling me they want to have it. There's a lot of young people that are struggling in Baltimore. I think peace would be a great initiative to bring folks together, let the young people talk and communicate, do projects and activities. So I think that's coming. So that will be on the backside of the Rotary year, probably around April, May, somewhere in that time period. So we want to just really highlight the importance of peace, and especially when we have Ukraine and all of these things, all of these initiatives that caused us to be at odds, a lot of fear in the world. We want to just bring that peace and hope back to our district and to our world. And then I want to highlight diversity, equity, and inclusion. Again, that was something that started in this district. I was asked back in 2019, around the time of the Freddie Gray issue, the race issues, I was asked to kind of set up some type of district committee for DEI. Jimmy Gorski and Barton Goldenberg were our past district governors, and they were like, we've got to have something, we got to do something. And so I was asked to make a statement for our district, and I felt that was just way too big for me. But then we came back around, and Rotary International finally developed a DEI task force, and they came up with a statement on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then we started our own district committee, and so it's been a joy to work with that. And diversity is everything. It's what we're seeing in this room right now. It's all ages, all races. You know, it's socioeconomic classes, being inclusive, it's disability, it's all, I mean, I can run the list of what DEI includes. And we tend to gravitate to race, and then we make it political, and then it becomes unfriendly. And so we're trying to change that, and we really want to make sure that clubs are focusing on DEI, because you'll draw more people to your clubs when you're focused on it. And so I did get some feedback from Amir and from Andy on how you guys are doing. And so you guys are ranking yourself pretty high on the DEI scale, which is good. And I think that's what's going to help you draw more members in as you go into the new year. And then my final biggest push is youth. For those of you who didn't know, I was a lawyer for years in Baltimore City, and I represented children in foster care. And so it was a big initiative. I worked for Legal Aid Bureau in downtown Baltimore. Some of the worst cases you'd ever see. We had about 7 law firms with hundreds of attorneys that worked in those firms, and we would represent kids every day when they get pulled from their homes from child abuse and neglect, or termination of parental rights cases, or adult public guardianship cases where we had disabled adults who needed help and needed a voice. And so I represented those kids in court every day. Shelter care cases, where those cases where they came in overnight, were crazy, and those cases are still with me to this day. You don't forget when you see a child coming in with cuts and burns and, you know, crazy stories about what their parents have done, belt whips with cords, and we have to do something. I felt that the good Lord wouldn't give me this experience to just sit on it for the rest of my life, and I knew that when I got to this level in Rotary that this would be the time for us to focus on that population and try to do something. And I'm challenging every club I go visit to do a project this year for these children. They fly right under your nose, and you don't even know that they're children in foster care. There are 2 that are going to serve on my committee that were foster care survivors. They came through the system, got abused, came into foster care homes, got abused, and it's a vicious cycle, and we need to do something to help them. And so I'm challenging people to do something as simple as coloring books to take to the courthouse and let those kids have them when they get, you know, sit in court and have to wait all day, or snacks, or whatever it is. And I know one club, Baltimore Sunset, years ago did a suitcase campaign where they packed clothing and things for kids, so that a lot of times they're leaving their home with a trash bag on their back, and that's all they have, and they go to the next foster home in the middle of the night. So it's nice to give them something that, you know, whether it's pajamas or something that will make them feel good, a stuffed animal. There's projects to be done. So I wanted to encourage you on that. We've got so many initiatives. Alzheimer's, we talked about that, so Bill, I think, is going to be heading that up. When I was club president, Coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust came about, and it's little blue buckets that we sit in, and you would just go to a Rotary meeting, throw your change in the bucket. But we know pennies make dollars, right? And so when you put that change in, we're trying to put all of that money in the bucket. It goes to research for Alzheimer's. I came from a family where Alzheimer's and dementia was very prevalent in my family prior to my dad, and my dad started to get early dementia before he passed. And so I'm trying to focus on that because it's a great organization that it's not an official organization of Rotary, but one that partners with us. And so I'd love to see you all do something with the blue buckets when you do have meetings, and just let people throw their change in. So those are the initiatives that I have, and I just wanted to encourage you all. I want to recognize a couple of things because Andy gave me lots of information. I know we won't be able to get through all of it tonight, but I do want to recognize any major donors that are here tonight. Do you have any major donors?
Yeah.
To the Rotary Foundation?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me who they are, but if you do.
First District Governor Ketron.
Okay.
He has about, I think he has almost about 6
levels of the, okay.
6,
So those that don't know, yeah, there's giving. We have the Rotary Foundation is our giving arm. We give to that. It enables us.
Matt May too.
Oh, Matt, yeah. So there's some. So I want to thank them. That one of the reasons we do that. They give money, and there's levels of giving. And so once you get to the $10,000, you become a major donor when you hit that level. And so there are multiple levels, all the way up to $250,000. And these are major givers. They help us do the work we do in Rotary worldwide. And so I want to recognize them, and please let them know that I asked about them. Okay. I want to recognize outgoing officers. Let me see the current board that is serving now, getting ready to step down in a couple of days. Can you please stand? all outgoing officers.
Raise my hand.
Yeah, okay. Outgoing officers? Okay. We're getting ready to get to the installation. I want to say thank you to you. I want to say thank you to you for your service. This is not easy. Board work is probably the best part for me. I love coming in and sitting in with board officers and talking about problems and trying to fix them. I remember meeting with all of you throughout the years, and it's just a great service to your club, and so I thank you for what you've done. Immediate past president, that's wonderful. And so it's exciting that, you know, now you get to do something to continue. You just be an active member, and so, you know, you're just stepping down, you're not going anywhere. And then I want to recognize, thank you so much. Please give them a round of applause for their service. Andy, I'd like for you to stand. I think it's really important for you all to know that he has probably the hardest job. I remember when I was club president in 2017, I would be up in the middle of the night sometimes and couldn't figure out where we're going, how we're going to figure this out. Why is he sending the nasty gram email? What is going on? And so we went through a lot of things in my year. And Andy, I'm sure you went through things. This merger probably was not the easiest thing. So a lot of paperwork, a lot of history, a lot of stuff you have to do. So I want to thank you for your service this year. And you now become the very distinguished immediate past president of this club. And so that's a real big honor, and I would love for you all to celebrate him as he becomes this. Thank you for all you did, Andy. You did a great job. All right. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It mentioned, I want to recognize again the outstanding club members, Mahmoud, Jeanette, Matt May, and Patty. Thank you for all that you all have done this year. Mahmoud is recognized in our district for a lot of the grant work that he has done, so congratulations on that honor. I look forward to working with you this year as we go forward. So I know it's a lot. He does a lot in the global grants worldwide. And let me see what else, if there's anything. I think that's all. Did I miss anything, Andy, of all of your good stuff?
No, I think
I think that's the big ones.
I think you got it.
Yep. All right. You guys continue. Yeah, we talked about the giving. Just continue to, you know, think about. I encourage you to become 100% Paul Harris Fellow if you haven't thought about that. Amir will be really great to help you. Paul Harris Fellows are the donations that we give to Patty tonight. It's a $1,000 donation for the work. It's either the service that you've done in the community or a donation of $1,000 from your club, or you give $1,000 to get one. But it's a great way to be recognized, and that's how we recognize heroes in the community for what they've done. And so that was great honor for Patty, and I would love for all of you all to become Paul Harris Fellows for the service that you do. So think about that for this year. Now I want to bring up Kunle because he is the man of the hour. Come on up. Our champion. I trained our president-elects in March, and prior to March, in February, we had 2 weekends where we were training. He has been through the ringer in terms of all the things he had to learn. I called our incoming presidents champions. I gave them, you see, they have a song. I don't know if you knew that. It's Carrie Underwood's Champions song. If you've ever heard it, it is the most beautiful song about getting up when you get knocked down. It's a great song. It's motivational. I play it every time they come in the room, and they were all everybody got pumped. I'm big on stuff like that. If you didn't know, I was a dancer years ago in college, and when we'd get on that field and you'd have the music playing, you just get so hyped. It's like the cheerleader spirit. And so I was really encouraging them because champion to me had leadership qualities. I took that word and gave a mnemonic for champion, and I gave a leadership quality to each of the letters of champion. So I'm going to remind you what that is, okay? A champion has courage, and you all agree with me that he probably already has all of these qualities. He's challenged to do this year. Courage, heart, authority, motivated, you're motivated, personable. He has integrity. He's optimistic, nurturing, that's the mental health, you're nurturing, and strategic. I remember under Jeanette, we were doing a lot of strategic planning back, and when you first came on, we had a lot to do. So strategy is really big, and that's my favorite part of leadership, is working and planning for the future. So the challenge is for Kunle to be a champion this year and to make sure he leads a champion club. You all will be a champion. At the end of this year, when we celebrated our district conference, and I hope all of you will come, we are planning a district conference in Cambridge, Maryland, and it'll be a nice vacation getaway. But we want to celebrate you, and I'm thinking I'm going to have some type of event where I will recognize champion clubs that have grown. I have some measures that I want us to do. I want you to grow at least 3 to 5 members, continue your giving to the Rotary Foundation, take on some of the 4 initiatives that I've talked about, and you'll be a champion club. And so we'll give some type of recognition, whether it's a party or some type of written something. We'll figure it out. I'm still planning that. You got months before that's done. But so I want to challenge you for this year. I know this is going to be a great year. I've already said this is going to be a historic year. I am our district's first African American female district governor. And thank you. And I'm challenging. This is going to be our most diverse district chairs, AGs. All of our leaders at this level, we have seen the most diversity we've ever seen in this district, and so it's going to be historic just in that way. But I know our champion presidents are going to go ahead and do something major this year, and I believe that the work that we are planning for this year will get us in the Rotary magazine. We're already in the Rotary magazine, I heard. So I'm looking forward to the great things you will do, and we'll highlight that throughout the year for the district for district conference in our newsletter. So I want to get you ready. I'm going to get the pens, and we're going to get him started. Let's get him inducted. I'm going to get you as the wife to hold these for me. All right, Kunle, we're gonna get you. I read from a script, you all. There's so many scripts, but this is, until I get this memorized, please bear with me. I'm gonna read it because I think the words are really important. And I want to ask you to raise your right hand. Kunle, the role of president is the highest honor one can attain at the club level, and you have earned the trust of the board and club members to provide leadership to the Rotary Club of Towsontowne-Hunt Valley. It is a real privilege afforded to you, and this also will qualify you to move on to important roles like district leadership positions like AG, district chairs, and eventually district governor if you would like to be a district governor. You too can be a district governor. And this is a role as, and your role even as a Rotary International officer within your district. So the members of your club rely on you to inspire them this year, motivate them, engage them, and have fun and fellowship with them. And we look forward to attending your meetings regularly. So you want to encourage them to do that. Okay. You have and will continue to receive world-class leadership development training. And I would encourage you and your team to participate in the appropriate RI and district learning development opportunities offered by our district and our Rotary International. Your leadership and inspirational ability is going to dictate the future of this amazing club. So will you now repeat after me? I, Kunle.
I, Kunle.
Swear that I will execute.
Swear that I will execute.
The office of the president.
The office of the president.
The Rotary Club of Towsontowne-Hunt Valley.
The Rotary Club of Towsontowne-Hunt Valley.
And that I will, to the best of my ability.
And I will work to the best of my ability.
Support and assist. My assistant governor.
My assistant governor.
The district leadership team.
The district leadership team.
Rotary International.
Rotary International.
And that I will uphold the Constitution.
And I will uphold the Constitution.
And bylaws.
And bylaws.
Of this club.
Of this club.
Kunle, we wish you an amazing and memorable year and promise to assist and support you in whatever way you need. I'm always a phone call away. And we want you to make this one of the best years of your life and one of the best years in this club's history. And I want to say thank you so much for stepping into leadership to be a champion president. And ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Rotarians, I introduce to you your 2023 president, Kunle. Please stand. Yes, give him applause. This is a big deal. Thank you so much. I'm going to give him the pen. Thank you, Mama. It's hard. This is the hardest part of being a district governor, I swear. I'm telling you,
You get all types of pins.
I had my first Paul Harris pin to give to one of my club members, and I broke the pen right in front of the whole club.
At least it's not a boutonniere.
Oh my God, they're terrible. They are terrible. So you get what I'm saying. So, and then when you get nervous, your hands are just like, oh my God. But I'm not nervous. This is home. One thing I will say about this club, I'm going to put it on your collar right here so it's easier. I think that's probably. Yep, it's there for right now. This is his club president pen. This is one of my favorite clubs. I have to admit, this is definitely. I've always felt like home. When I walked in the door, my pressure just went. Shoo. So it's hard when you're going to clubs and you see faces you don't know, and it's just you guys have always been so warm. And Stephanie, all of you have been just so wonderful. I could call all of your names for different reasons. So thank you. Let's get your board. Let's do your first order of business. Bring up your board. All right. Kunle, do you want to go ahead and install your officers?
Yeah. What do I do?
You want to real quick?
I hear promise to.
Oh, okay. To incoming officers and directors, can you raise up your right hand? You have been elected to the important positions in the administration of the Rotary Club of Towsontowne-Hunt Valley. This is an indication of your fellow Rotarians' esteem and confidence in all of you. They also believe you will uphold the high traditions of your club, that you will give the best of your executive ability to the furtherance of the interests of your club and the carrying forward of the object of Rotary. Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability and in accordance with the constitution and bylaws of this club? Yes. You will.
Yes, we will. Yep.
I hereby declare that the new officers and directors installed and give the president the gavel as a symbol of the transfer of the administration of this club. We forgot to bring the gavel.
Here's your gavel.
Oh, you have one?
Here's your gavel. There you go. There you go. It's official. Congratulations, everybody.
So the last paragraph. To the outgoing officers and directors, though you are retiring from the administration of your club, your continued active involvement in this club is extremely important and highly encouraged. Before I thank you all, most of the officers that I have for this year, some of them are past presidents. They've served in various capacities in the club, and I'm very grateful to all of you. The newest one is Patty, who worked very hard to become the chairman of the community service. You know, and she's an automatic fit for that position. Thank you all.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you all. And for Jane, thank you so much. And for Anne, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Mahmoud, thank you very much. Sharon, thank you very much. Patty, thank you very much.
Looking forward to it, Kunle.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So I cannot do it without all of you. So I need all your support.
So Kunle is going to give some words, and then that'll be the next. So you.
Our president, to myself as the incoming president, I wish to thank all members of our club for this honor and privilege to be your president. Most especially, George Brown was the first contact that I had with the Rotary Club of Towsontowne. I called him and I asked him, when do you meet, where do you meet, and everything. And he gave me all the information, and that was how I joined the Rotary Club of Towsontowne in 2018. Next is Andy Ross. I want to thank Andy for his leadership qualities since I became president-elect. Immediately I became president-elect, he came to my house, we had a meeting, and he told me what he expects me to do. We had numerous interactions, and we constantly asked for my advice on many issues. Even when we disagree, Andy was nice and kind enough to let me have my say. Next is our indefatigable past district governor, Robert Ketron, for his wise counsel. He was very ready to assist at any time. And I want to thank all members for their financial, professional, and physical support during this Rotary year that will end on Friday. And I solicit your 100% support in making the year a huge success. In the new year, I will ask all board members to lay emphasis on the RI goals for the year and the district goals for the year. We have to prioritize mental health. About 2 years ago, I received a phone call from my friend's wife. She called me, said, your friend is gone. I said, where did he go? Did he travel abroad to Africa? He said, no, he shot himself. Oh. So he said, it was very traumatizing experience for me. I had to visit the family 2 days in company of my wife. 2-3 days after, we sat down, we looked at everything. I said, he shouldn't have died. If only he had made enough phone calls. Please, let us all be aware of this. If you have a friend that you haven't talked to in the last 1 month, please pick up the phone. phone and talk to that friend. You might be saving someone's lives. 2 years ago, I received a phone call from my friend's wife. She called me, said, your friend is gone. I said, where did he go? Did he travel abroad to Africa? He said, no, he shot himself. So he said, it was very traumatizing experience for me. I had to visit the family 2 days in company of my wife. 2-3 days after, we sat down, we looked at everything. I said, he shouldn't have died. If only he had made enough phone calls. Please let us all be aware of this. If you have a friend that you haven't talked to in the last 1 month, please pick up the phone and talk to that friend. You might be saving someone's lives. Then we have to raise awareness on mental health needs, improve access to mental health services, and building peace through virtual exchanges, and most especially empowering girls, as Rotary encourages members to keep finding ways to improve the health, economic security, and education of girls. Some of the district goals include financial support for the district Alzheimer's program, RI initiated project coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust, CAT. This will be headed in the new year by Bill DePaul. I think I've already introduced him to the district governor. So we have to raise some money for the district on this project. Then district fellowships, opportunities for networking and fellowship district-wide. If there are some district seminars that we have to attend, you know, a lot of us will have to go so that we can share fellowship with everybody, and we can also learn from this adventure. For our club this year, we hope to increase membership from 26 to 36 by the end of December or the end of the Rotary year. We hope to continue our global grants and pursue our grant application in progress, ably led by Mahmoud Faradagi. I hope I pronounced that well. And PDG Ketron in charge of the annual giving. On community service, I'm sure party is working on some projects in continuation of the Trailblazing Bicycle Trail project led by George Brown and supported by party, who is our new chair of community services. Our youth service committee will be chaired by Matt May, who is well known for the four-way test contest both at the club level and the district level. Club service will be led by Anne Marie, who did well during the past year, and the membership will be shared by Miss Suzanne, and the program chair will be Anne Sars. So if there are new members coming in, please refer them to Miss Suzanne so that we can, you know, interview them, give them, show them, everything that they need to know about Rotary, so that you can bring them in, and it shouldn't take long. The budget for 2023-2024 is now ready, pending the approval of the new board. This was made possible by the hard work of our treasurer, who will continue in this position, and Ed will assist her in other duties. Vocational services is ably will be chaired by Stephanie, who was in charge of social functions last year, and will add this to her portfolio for this year. I think you've all seen her handing out some flyers for the first event we are going to have on August 11th. We need as many members as possible to please be present. The President-elect 2023-2024, Chester Hobbs, is a distinguished lawyer and has volunteered to assist us in the four-way test contest and other assigned roles. I think he's going to take care of the warm coats. Remember, we did the warm coats last year,
Yes.
where we donated $20 per coat, and I think we had the company, add some money, and then we were able to give a lot of coats. So this year we are going to give a lot of coats. And the chairman of the foundation for the year is Andy, ably assisted by Jeanette Young. We have 1.4 million Rotarians worldwide, out of which 60% had never contributed to Rotary Foundation. Our club has done very well. Right now we have 17 Polaris Fellows, and the 18th is Party. So, and we have, we should try and contribute to Rotary Foundation. We're going to have an event this year, a fundraising event that will benefit our club's foundation projects. We hope to increase our donations to RI Foundation. And RI Foundation does not mean that, the amount is not too big. It's only $25 per year per member. That's the minimum, and I'm sure every member will be able to meet this goal. So, but and to add to that, if it's possible for you to make $100 4 times a year, 5 times a year, over a 2-year period, you become a Polaris Fellow. So we will embark on raising fundraising activities, and all other projects and all other programs will be mentioned at the first meeting that is coming up on July 12th at the Eagle's Nest. I thank you all for coming. I thank you for your attention. Let us create hope in the world. Thank you very much.